More and more people around the world are unwittingly buying fake medicines. Some are weak versions of legitimate drugs, but others are completely fake with deadly results. Sales from these drugs are estimated at billions of dollars. We take our cameras to Peru, where the authorities are battling to contain the tide. On every street corner, a botica or pharmacy. There are an estimated 10,000 of them in Lima, Peru's capital, selling drugs to the 8 million people who live here. But almost half the medicines on sale are illegal. Tomo Al-Monacin bought prescription medicines only to find that they did not do what he was expecting.
My feet started to shake, then my hands. They started to shake too. I held a pencil like this. I couldn't control them.
Tomo has prostate cancer. 18 months ago, he needed surgery, but until an infection was cleared, he couldn't be operated on. He was admitted to hospital and given a course of antibiotics.
I wasn't with him when he started to have the convulsions. They rang me. He's really bad, they said. Come urgently. When I was in the taxi, I was so scared. My God, what had happened to him?
By the time his wife Margarita got to the hospital, the convulsions had stopped, but Tomo's doctor couldn't understand why the antibiotics weren't reducing his fever.
What was going on with the medication? Had the germ suddenly become resistant to the antibiotics? But his tests told us this wasn't the case.
Dr. Carlos Morante is a consultant at Lima's top cancer hospital. Fearing his patient was a victim of drug counterfeiting, he decided to have Tomo's medication analyzed.
After some laboratory tests, our suspicions were confirmed that this was a fake medicine.
The Peruvian Ministry of Health says that sales of fake, stolen and expired prescription and over-the-counter medicines are on the increase. It's estimated that 40% of drugs on sale are illegal. Seriously ill people are too often left without the life-saving treatment that they need.
If you've got a health problem and you are taking a medicine which is toxic or poisonous, or you are taking something in good faith thinking it's going to cure you and it's having no effect at all, you end up dying and nobody knows why.
As head of the Ministry of Health's regulatory group for drugs, Dr. Elizabeth Carmelino sees illegal medicines as silent killers.
You think it's your illness taking its natural course, but it can also be because you weren't taking the right substances that would beat the disease.
With thousands of outlets across the city and only 8 inspectors to regulate both the production and sales of medicines, the task facing the inspectors is huge.
We are from the Ministry of Health. We are carrying out this operation together with the city police force.
Last year, overburdened inspectors and the police carried out 230 raids on pharmacies in Peru.
Have you got your identity papers, please?
No.
And you haven't got your health and safety license?
Yes, I've got it.
Show me, please.
Well, they're at home.
They check whether a licensed pharmacist is on the premises as required by law and negotiate access to go behind the counter and inspect the drugs on sale. This shop owner says that the pharmacist is out at the moment and denies entry to the inspectors. After first persuasion, then threats from the police, finally the botica owner gives in and the team are let in. It soon becomes apparent why she was stalling.
Don't let the woman go anywhere. Look at this. Who's been rubbing this out? It's been rubbed out with solvent. You see, this is the proof. These are medical samples, and they sell them as original and official products. Here they've cut off the expiry date on the product, and then they sell them as though they're still valid. They've just changed the label.
No wonder she didn't want to let us in. This Apronax is counterfeit because the original has Bayer written here and the name of the product, Apronax. And these don't have anything written on them. They are anti-inflammatories.
These are fakes. You can see from the quality of the packaging and the printing. There are masses of them here.
In 1 year alone, more than 8 tons of illegal medicines were confiscated in Lima. They were all destroyed, but the authorities fear that this is just the tip of the iceberg. But who supplies the boticas with these products? Some are brought into the country by well-organized mafias, and others are produced in small-scale cottage industries like this laboratory in a garage in Lima. But wherever they are made, pharmacy owners and the public know that these cut-price medicines can be easily bought in one central Lima market called El Hueco. Stallholders here don't welcome cameras because of all of the counterfeits readily on sale. It was too dangerous for us to film openly, so we took a hidden camera. Behind racks of fake DVDs are the medicine stalls. We filmed an undercover health inspector buying over-the-counter medications. Every drug he bought was fake. Ptolomeo, like many others, knew of the risks of buying his drugs directly from an unregulated market like El Hueco. So he went one step up to a botica thinking he was safe. But as his wife Margarita says, he wasn't.
El doctor habrá mandado seguro las ampollas al laboratorio. ¿Y qué había sido que?
The doctor sent the medication to the laboratory. They were all made of some other chemical. The doctor told us they found flour. This is flour, señora, he said, and asked us where we bought them.
Harina es esto, señora, nos dijo. ¿Que cómo dónde han comprado?
The only really reliable sources of medicines are hospital pharmacies, but the prices are about 20% higher than in the boticas. But with almost half of the population in Peru living below the poverty line, buying cheaper medications is often their only option. Dr. Herman Perdomo is a senior advisor with the World Health Organization.
The population don't have the means to buy brand medicines and medications that have been made in this country or imported legally. The price makes them completely out of reach.
He feels that poverty is one of the driving forces sustaining the illegal drug market.
But a person still has to buy medicines. And if these medicines are too expensive, he is forced to go to wherever something cheaper is offered, although he has no guarantee of its quality.
Ptolomeo and Margarita spent their life savings on his medication, which turned out to be useless.
Nos pedían 30 ampollas.
We needed 30 doses, and each one cost about $50, each one. Imagine, where could we get so much money? And if we didn't buy the medication, they wouldn't admit him to the hospital.
Él no se internaba.
I lost all my money on a medicine that had no effect on me at all. They closed down the pharmacy, but it reopened soon afterwards.
The botica that was raided was also closed for selling illegal medicines. But due to weak legislation and the huge task confronting the police and health inspectors, how long it will remain closed is another matter. Although tougher laws to deal with both producers and vendors of fake medications are on the way, for Tolomeo and thousands of others like him, it is too late.
The doctor says the cancer is now in his bone, on the left side.
That's where I am at the moment. I still don't know how all this is going to finish.